Wednesdays are now awesome, right? We can talk about ratings and which show is better, but really, I feel after we've watched a bit of AEW and we've watched a bit of NXT, your heart just smiles because both are pretty damn good. And you can pick a side, you can choose, I get it, there is some fun in that, but I'm just gonna wave my general flag around that says, I'm here for everyone. Maybe one of the biggest shocks so far on either programs though is what happened on NXT around about 24 hours ago when Finn Balor turned heel by kicking Johnny Gargano right in the head, and then he helped the Undisputed Era beat up Tommaso Ciampa. So that's right, Finn Balor has gone bad guy. Why? Here's why. The coolest thing about all of this is that we don't know right now what it means. Has he joined the Undisputed Era? Does that make him their new leader? If so, what happens to Adam Cole? Or is he going to be a bit of a lone wolf who's happy to team up with people like that because they have the same agendas? I cannot wait to find out, as long as WWE and NXT pick the right direction. But really, this is something that should have happened, and I mean this literally years ago. The first reason is because as of yet, Finn hasn't made a huge difference on Wednesdays. That's not his fault. It was always going to take more than one person to throw viewers through the roof. But really, the face Finn Balor character has become stale. And it became stale, I don't know what, 6 months ago, a year ago, 18 months ago. And once again, I don't put that on him, because when you're told to go out there and smile and look happy, even though you lose all the damn time, people are eventually going to go, how can I get behind this person? He never does anything, he never wins, and it's just the same old week in, week out. I mean, if WWE doesn't care, which was pretty obvious by the end of things, how are we gonna care? I know that you and I have a relationship because I feel the care coming towards me, and I make sure the care goes back towards you, and now you start to see the differences. But if we are looking at it from a ratings point of view, I will bet my ass that Finn Balor as a bad guy or as a heel is far more interesting and far more intriguing. Because outside of the whole, why Finn, why did you do this, I need to know, fans hear that he's actually made this move, they'll probably go and check it out. Or at the very least, they'll go onto social media, they'll go onto YouTube, they'll go onto Twitter, they'll go onto Facebook, because they want to see that moment happen. Wrestling fans love stuff like that. So not only are you creating some chatter, but you're also freshening up a character that desperately needed it. And you know what that means? It means we're ticking boxes all over the place. And if there's boxes to be ticked, you better tick them. Outside of that, though, we've got to go back to New Japan, because if you've never seen Finn Balor as Prince Devitt in that promotion, you are missing out. And I would implore you, once you're done here with this video, to just go and check out some clips on YouTube. I mean, it would absolutely blow your mind. He is such a dick, and he cuts such horrible promos that he wound the crowd up something fierce. And that means even more when we're talking about an Eastern audience, because as you may or may not know, Japanese fans sometimes sit on their hands and they just want to enjoy the action for what it is. But Finn Balor, or Prince Devitt as I should say, was causing such a ruckus and ruining so many other matches. Every time they saw his face, they just booed him out the building. They did not like that man. He played the role absolutely perfectly, and it was perfect evidence to those people that go, Finn Balor can't play a heel, he's too nice. But he'd already done it, and he'd done it in his formative years. So imagine what he's going to be able to do now after all the years of experience that he's got working in WWE. Plus, I'm sure during that time he's built up some frustrations. He can now use that and put it into his new personality. The only real shame is that we did wait this long. Hopefully it will help NXT as mentioned, but something of this magnitude should have gone down at a WrestleMania or a SummerSlam or a Royal Rumble. The buzz it would have gotten would have dwarfed anything that's happened over the last day or so, but even then, it's managed to create a splash, because just go and look on Twitter again, go and look on social media. So many people are going, finally, not The Rock has come back home or wherever the hell he turns up. Finally, Finn Balor has gone heel. And yeah, that's not a huge amount of people compared to the wrestling fan base at large. I know I'm just focusing on the social media side of things, but it does have a certain amount of worth to it, and it is evidence. It caused a reaction. It wasn't just done because someone went, well, why the hell not? That's something we can do. It happened because Balor needed it so much. It also justifies his move to NXT, proves that there is a show that is going to build big angles, and kind of gives us a little window into the differences between one Triple H and one Vincent Kennedy McMahon when it comes to booking a wrestling show. It may be a bit of a stretch, but it certainly seems within 3 weeks the game has come up with a long-term narrative for Finn Balor, whereas Vince McMahon never had one for those, even though I think, 2015? Finn Balor got called up to Raw. Either way, it was a long-ass time ago, and he just kind of jumped around all over the place. Again, in 3 weeks in NXT, he's got a brand new pathway And I would say it's even more interesting than anything he's done before. It also hits reset on the Finn Balor character, which is Bray Wyatt to the Fiend levels of important. And of course, we do now need to see what is going to go on with the Undisputed Era. And I've already seen the comments out there go, well, this is just WWE's response to the Inner Circle. Who cares? So what? What is wrong with that? If you were watching WCW and WWE back in the late 90s, we had the NWO and we had Degeneration X, and I didn't hear anybody complaining then. Also, the simple counter argument to that is that the Undisputed Era have been around for ages. But if you want to put Finn Balor in that and spice it up a bit, good. That involves them, and as we've already said time and time again, it involves Finn Balor too. That's a win-win. You can't just do the same old, and also, as of late, there has been a bit of, what's going on in the Undisputed ranks, so maybe that ties into this. Maybe, a bit of a weird example in comparison, we get a Nation of Domination situation where Adam Cole is Farouk and he gets ousted from the group and Finn Balor comes in and he's like The Rock. Now, Adam Cole won't fall off a cliff like Farouk did back in 1998 or wherever that was. I'm sure he's going to become one of the biggest baby faces there is, but I still enjoy the chopping and the changing. It gives me a reason to tune in. It tells me a story. As always, that's what we need from professional wrestling. It also opens up a huge door to what we could do to other characters on the main roster that right now are struggling, aka Sami Zayn. There was a rumor over the last few days that Zayn may be making a sporadic appearance down in the so-called developmental leagues, but if he does, and he gets treated like Finn Balor has done so far, we can forget all of the nonsense, all the jobbing out, all the losses, all the Sami tallies that we've seen on Raw and SmackDown and whatever else. And Sami Zayn can start to prove and remind us all why at one point he could have been one of the best good guys WWE had seen in years. And I mean that too. Go back when he was at his height in NXT, everybody loved Sami with every ounce of his being, and then he got to Raw, and he got to SmackDown, someone went, well, he ain't that big, so what are we going to do with him? And he just lost. Again, he lost so much, I created a graph for him. I shouldn't be creating graphs for professional wrestlers. Honestly though, I really do think this is the best thing that could have happened to Finn Balor, and I think from this point he is going to take hold of NXT and likely get a few more people to tune in. It's also going to be an absolute treat if, like I say, you haven't seen the heel version of the Demon. He is so good at it, and he can come across like such an asshole. He just needs something to get his teeth into, to sink his claws in, and I believe that will be this. I mean, he has so much to say. The first thing he should do is when he gets a microphone is go, what the hell was all this bull crap I was treated like on the main roster for all these years? I'm not risking it again. I'm not smiling no more. Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, you're getting in my way, so you go down. And even if he does align himself with the Undisputed Era, he should still be like, don't play with me then either, because I'll kick your ass too. Finn Balor should basically become the best and the biggest thing in NXT ever. And let's say he does become the champion, and he does get it off Adam Cole, then you've got a whole other program to do right there. So that is 3 feuds right away. Finn Balor versus Johnny Gargano, Finn Balor versus Tommaso Ciampa, and Finn Balor potentially against Adam Cole. And if you're a wrestling fan, you want to see it. I know you do. I've read it on Reddit. Now, don't forget to leave a comment below and let us know what you think about Finn Balor, him being on NXT, the heel turn, where this could go. Does he join the Undisputed Era? Is this another version of the NWO? Like, share, and subscribe. Head over to WhatCulture.com and read yourself some articles. Follow WhatCulture on Twitter, WhatCulture WWE. Watch more videos here on WhatCulture Wrestling. My name is Simon from WhatCulture. Thank you very much for watching, and as you can probably tell, I'm really excited about the fact that Finn Balor turned heel on NXT. And it got spoiled for me. I'll tell you, I stupidly went on Twitter, I wasn't even thinking, and the first thing I saw was a gif of Balor booting Johnny Gargano in the head. My face palmed and went, oh, I can't believe it. But then when I realized what it meant, a big smile appeared on my face, and I started to transform into the happy beast of nothingness. I don't know what those words mean, they just came out of my mouth, but it made me happy, and it instantly made me think, you know what, I don't care that it has been spoiled, this was the right thing to do. Do more of this, WWE. I think you're on the right path, you've got me invested, I'm interested, and I tell you, the heel version of Finn Balor, I was always kind of so-so with the face version. I think he's an incredible worker in the ring, but after seeing his New Japan stuff, I was like, well, I want that guy. If I'm gonna get him now, it's a hell yeah from me. I'll see you soon. Which is secretly right now, because I do have one last opinion that I wanted to leave it to the very end of the video, because people always get mad at me when I talk about it. But I never really understood, and I never really got behind the Finn Balor Demon character, because he just used to come out like at WrestleMania this year, right? WrestleMania this year, he was having a feud with Bobby Lashley for the IC title, and then at the show of shows just turned up and was like, yo brah, I'm a demon now, and he beat him in like 2 minutes. Okay, I understood that he was dominating and that he could win matches easier, But there was never a reason as to why he did that, and Finn Balor himself never really explained it. I mean, if the demon version is more powerful than the human version, just be that dude all the time. But as a bad guy, as a heel, he can have this persona where if you really, really piss him off, he becomes this other creature because he's a little bit crazy. You could even say he's like the Fiend Bray Wyatt. And that works now because he's down in NXT and Bray Wyatt's doing whatever the hell Bray Wyatt is doing. I can't keep up with it. All of that works. All of that makes me excited. And I'm going to say right now, I'm going to bet my reputation on it, which means nothing. I'm just a moron on the internet, that this will be the best version of Finn Balor we have seen yet in the WWE. And that when he eventually goes back to Raw or SmackDown, it comes with him and he explodes in a cloud of wonder. I will see you for real this time. Goodbye.